This is one of my favorite reads when I'm sitting by the campfire or like relaxing in Malibu. I'm gonna go kill that dog.
Hey guys, Jakson Buhaj here with TMZ. A couple days ago, we reported on the Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner murder case, and we are back with some shocking details. Things have developed rapidly over the last couple of days. Before I get into this, I just want to give you guys a trigger warning. What we're going to be covering in this video and what we have uncovered can be slightly triggering to some people, so continue at your own discretion. For those of you that didn't see the video that we posted a couple days ago, I'll give you guys a very quick recap. We reported that Conan O'Brien was hosting a Christmas party which was attended by Rob, Michelle, and Nick Reiner. Nick seemed extremely out of place considering that he was at a highly formal event. People were wearing dresses and suits while he was there in a hoodie. We're also told that he was being extremely disruptive, which is a new piece of information that I will get into shortly. Rob and Nick got into an explosive argument that was extremely difficult for people around them to ignore. Rob and Michelle subsequently left the event. It's unclear when Nick left the event. We're told that Nick then checked into a Santa Monica hotel at around 4 in the morning using his credit card. He seemed tweaked out, and I quote that according to eyewitnesses. And the next morning, when housekeeping entered his room, there were bed sheets covering the windows. The bed itself was covered with blood and the shower was as well. Nick was nowhere to be found. At around 3 p.m. later that day, Romy, their 28-year-old daughter, entered the house to find her deceased parents, which is what we were told at the time. The details around the discovery of the bodies has changed significantly, and I'm going to get into that as well in a second. Romy then told authorities that Nick should definitely be at the top of the suspect list and cited his history with mental health issues and also substance abuse issues. Nick was then found around 20 miles from the scene around the USC campus in downtown Los Angeles later that night. He was then arrested on suspicion of the murders and was subsequently taken to the Men's Central Jail, where he is currently being held and has been formally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. That's a quick recap for those who didn't see the video. Now we'll get into the explosive new details that have been uncovered in the last couple of days. The first thing I want to get into is the Conan O'Brien Christmas party. Now, a couple days ago, we had mentioned that he was extremely out of place considering his attire, but sources at this party, even a couple very famous celebrities, have come out and touched on just how disruptive he was. The reason that Nick was there in the first place was because Rob and Michelle grew increasingly worried in the weeks leading up to the event regarding Nick's mental health. When Nick was at the party, we're told that he kept going up to a variety of famous celebrities and producers and continued to ask the same 3 questions again and again and again. These questions were, in this order: what's your name? What's your last name? And are you famous? Now, we're told that Nick eventually approached Barry and SNL star Bill Hader, who was in a private conversation with someone that he was close with. Bill essentially turned to Nick and said, "Hey man, good to see you, but I'm sorry, I'm just in a private conversation, could you just give us some time?" Instead of leaving, Nick stood there and just gave him a 1,000-yard stare before storming off, and I quote that. Now, this is where we get into the argument that Rob and Nick allegedly had that was so explosive that people around them couldn't help but notice. We're told that Rob had actually pulled Nick aside and started reprimanding him regarding his behavior to the producers, directors, celebrities, and the variety of guests that were there, and that's how the disagreement started. A source close to the family has reportedly told other media outlets that this argument was actually not as explosive as other media outlets have reported it to be, but regardless, it does give us some insight into what the disagreement was leading up to the tragic event. So now we're at the point where Rob and Michelle leave the event and Nick checks into the hotel, and I want to touch on the discovery of the bodies. I said earlier that there was a huge update regarding the timeline of events as to when Romy Reiner, their 28-year-old daughter, discovered the bodies of her parents. Rob and Michelle reportedly had a massage therapist that would visit their residence every Sunday, and she was there for her usual appointment Sunday afternoon just before 3 and tried to gain access to their house. All the doors were locked, she couldn't get inside. She tried calling Rob, she tried calling Michelle, to no avail. At which point she then contacted Romy, their 28-year-old daughter, who lived close by in Brentwood. Now, after the masseuse contacted Romy, we're told that Romy reportedly brought a roommate along with her to the residence. Romy then entered the residence and tragically found her deceased father. She fled the scene so quickly that she didn't even know that her mother, Michelle, lay deceased somewhere in the house as well. The first call that Romy made allegedly was to a very close family friend, Billy Crystal, while her roommate called 911. And that is when the authorities arrived and she told them that Nick, who lived in the guest house of their residence, was nowhere to be found, and that he was dangerous, referenced his issues with mental health and substance abuse, and that he should be at the top of the suspect list. Now, there have also been a couple videos that have surfaced regarding Nick Reiner. Now, the first one was obtained by the New York Post. It's CCTV footage of Nick Reiner in downtown Los Angeles at the moment of his arrest. As you can see in this video, he is swarmed by police cars and subsequently taken to jail. Now, the second one is pretty interesting because this one actually comes from Nick Reiner himself, a YouTube channel that he made. The video he posted to that YouTube channel 9 years ago. It's a pretty innocuous video. He's parading around as a music mogul named D.D. David in this video. And it's kind of a documentary style shoot with an interviewer following him around with a camera. He's hanging out with people in his life. He's hanging out with his sister Romy. He's in their backyard. But there is a particular moment in this video where he pretends to do drugs and threatens to murder the dog sitting just a few feet behind them.
I'm gonna go kill that dog.
Now, one thing that I will point out is that in this video, he looks healthy. He looks even and with it. A far cry from the pictures we've seen of him recently where he kind of looks a little bit out of it. He looks a little bit drained. And I think there are some definite signs regarding his appearance that indicate he was struggling with mental health issues. Now, one thing that I do want to address before we end this video here is that we love the feedback that we've received on the last few videos. We would love to continue producing these for you. So it's very important that you guys let us know in the comments what topics you guys are interested in, what you guys want us to cover, because we want to report on topics that interest you. My name is Jakson Buhaj. Thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.